Trek Starfleet Academy is the furthest any mainline Trek series has been set far into the future of the 32nd century. But it's not just the time setting that's different. This is the first live-action Trek to feature a mostly younger cast learning to navigate adulthood as cadets in the legendary Starfleet Academy. Joining me today are cast members Holly Hunter, Robert Picardo, and Sandro Rosta. Hello, thank you for joining me today.
It's a pleasure. Hold on one second. Keep it down, will ya?
Hey, you guys, please. We're trying to have an interview.
Oh.
Okay, that's good.
We're good.
Thank you, Doctor. So this is the furthest we've ever gone down the Star Trek timeline, some 900 years after TOS era. And we haven't explored this era before. Can you catch us up on where we are, what the world is that...
Catch you up on the last 800 years.
Maybe where you are right now.
That's a tall order. Well, my character... because Voyager was set in the 24th century, he is now an 800-year-old continuously activated artificial intelligence. So I would say I have an awful lot of memories, and I would say I'm not keen on developing interpersonal relationships. So he's a little deeper than he used to be in the past. These guys are wonderful new additions to our franchise. We are so lucky and delighted to have Holly. So I'm passing the mic to you.
And I am I'm 400 years younger than Mr. Picardo.
Oh.
Because I'm 422 years old at the start of the show. I am captain of the ship and also chancellor of Starfleet Academy and chancellor to Sandro.
And I am 401 years younger than Holly's character. I am a special addition to the cadets in Starfleet Academy. I come from a different background from most of the cadets. I am disillusioned with Starfleet at the beginning of the story, so I come into Starfleet as an outsider. And you get to see Starfleet and everything that it has to offer through an outsider's eyes through my character.
I'm curious about that, Sandro. You're playing Caleb Mir, which was your recently announced character name, and you are a cadet and an orphan with a troubled past, they say. Can you tell us any more about your character?
What I can tell you is that, he is an orphan. He's a space rat in the sense that he has been surviving in any and every way that he can up until the start of the series. And he's...
Almost like a fugitive.
Yeah, almost like a fugitive.
Wow.
Kind of lost in many ways, in more ways than one. And I think that it's the offer to join Starfleet, thanks to Nala, thanks to Holly's character, that gives him, for the first time, a sense of belonging. And also opens up new avenues that he never thought possible from being outside of the system. Maybe being inside of the system and working it from the inside in his own unique way, he's able to develop a life for himself from nothing.
Well, executive producer Alex Kurtzman just said that your character and Holly's character's relationship is one of the key relationships in the series. What does that mean?
Well, I would say that it's a really pivotal relationship that has tremendous evolution through the course of the series, but I don't really want to give away, what it is that kind of is the pivotal, the pivot for us in the show.
Yeah.
But it's a relationship that has a lot at stake for each of us.
If I may say, part of what makes Holly different from any other Starfleet captain we've ever had is that she serves a dual function, playing both the Chancellor of Starfleet University and the captain. So she has all the leadership skills to lead as a Starfleet captain should, but she also has a unique way of relating to the cadets, speaking them in a way that they understand, for example, that my character lacks. You've
been emphatic about that.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not as patient as she is. But in any case, I think that's what makes her very different and unique from all of the previous Starfleet captains.
Well, I know her character is half your age.
Well, she's half of a new species called a lanthanite.
Half
Right.
lanthanite.
Lanthanite.
Like,
It sounds like a flooring material, but it's actually a new species we haven't heard of, and they live extraordinarily
Yes,
long.
yes.
But they're still vulnerable to death. In other words, they're not invulnerable. They just
I mean, if you were 100% lanthanite, you could have immortality.
yes.
But I'm half, so I will live
Really long.
2,500, 3,000 years.
Well, is your character related to Carol Kane's character, who is also a lanthanite from Strange
The
New
what?
Worlds? Carol Kane plays a character named Pelia. Are you of any relation as
No.
a lanthanite?
No,
No.
but not that we
But
know of.
yeah,
Not that we know of, but I might be related to Carol.
yeah. I was going to say, so they're related in the fact that they're both Academy Award nominees.
Yes.
They're
And
definitely.
And also, I've done 2 plays with Carol in my life.
Yeah.
So
That's just as good.
Mhm.
Well, I am curious about your character. The captain plays one of the most, if not the most crucial role, almost every time in a Star Trek series that we've seen. Kirk is known for his boldness, his rule breaking, Picard, his cerebral diplomacy, Sisko, idealistic but pragmatic. We also have Janeway, who is resilient and tenacious. But what will your captain's legacy end up being in the history of Star Trek?
well, I think that the thing that makes my character so interesting is the cadets. This unbelievable kind of expansive relationship with all these cadets. And that's what I think makes this show so special, is how it opens up and has such breadth through them, through getting to know each of these guys. So I think that also makes my character, a little unusual. Is that other relationship?
Mhm.
And the cadets are so uniquely different. They not only come from very different backgrounds, and certainly Sandro's character's background is the most out there or farthest from the others, but they all have
Interesting.
unique and different backgrounds that make them, that I think the audience will grasp that after the pilot episode right away, how different they are, and yet how they have to learn to work together as a unit.
Yeah, this is a really interesting take for the next chapter of what Starfleet is doing, especially in a time where it's definitely a time to build back up. It's exciting. I mean, the cast is really young. Is the show saying something like a message to younger fans or Gen Z?
I think that this show is not necessarily speaking to like one particular group of people, but I think it does speak to, Gen Z. I think it speaks to old time Star Trek fans from the original series and Next Generation, Voyager. I think it speaks to the whole fan base. There's something there for everybody, and I think that, like, from what I've seen and from just being on set and the scripts and the stories and the types of conflicts that the characters are resolving, and it just feels like what Star Trek has always been, just in a new world, in a new kind of time. You know what I mean? It's reflecting what we have as a civilization, as a community, a global community now.
Yeah, and the desires and the optimism that comes from the cadets, I think, is something that really can reverberate with people, because it is very optimistic, the energy that you guys all have together. And I think people have always watched Star Trek for that.
That's why I watch. There's something very beautiful and idealistic that makes my heart open up. So I can't wait to see where this uncharted territory leads us. Can't wait to see where you boldly go with this iteration.
Thank you. This is the first entering class in Starfleet in 120 years. So it is really the rebirth of the glory of Starfleet and all of its ideals after a very difficult period. So I think
Absolutely.
that's something we can all relate to and look forward to.
I am so looking forward to it. But unfortunately, that is all the time we have. Thank you, Holly, Robert, and Sandro, for joining me here today. Star Trek Starfleet Academy will premiere on Paramount Plus in 2026.
One more thing. You can talk now.
Thank you, Doctor.
Okay.
For more from San Diego Comic-Con, keep it right here on IGN.